You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry. It is Thursday, January 11th. Thank you for tuning in and for streaming us on KPVM.TV. In our top story, one person is injured in a two-vehicle crash this afternoon on Highway 160.
At approximately 1:20 a.m. on Highway 160 heading southbound, a two-vehicle accident occurred in front of McDonald's. According to the witnesses at the scene, a red Dodge Ram rear-ended a white Toyota RAV4. The passenger of the Toyota was transported to Desert View Hospital with unknown injuries. Both vehicles sustained moderate to major damage. The number 2 lane was blocked during the investigation and cleanup. The Nye County Sheriff's Office as well as Pahrump Fire and Rescue were on scene. There were no other injuries reported.
Please be careful out there on the roadways. In another accident, a Nye County school bus collides with a motorcycle while delivering students from Rosemary Clark Middle School. News 25 was there on scene to capture it all.
At approximately 5:20 Wednesday evening, a Nye County School District bus was involved in a crash with a motorcycle at the intersection of Kellogg and Jane here in Pahrump. The bus had 6 students from Rosemary Clark Middle School and were being taken to their bus stops to go back home. None of the students nor the bus driver were injured in this crash. The motorcycle operator was able to walk to the edge of the roadway, but was later transported for treatment of his injuries to Desert View Hospital. The motorcycle was not licensed for operation on the roadway and was not equipped with street legal lighting devices. The bus driver was not cited, and the students were eventually delivered to their homes shortly after being released from the scene by Nye County Sheriff's Office. The Nye County School District would like to thank everyone involved in the response to the scene and to the first responders for their efforts to treat and care for the injured rider.
And another accident to tell you about this evening, a single vehicle rollover crash that happened Wednesday involving a baby on board. News 25 reporter David Preston files this report.
Jason Ernest of Mount West Lawyers. Don't be bullied by insurance companies. Call me, 775-727-9500.
At approximately 5:20 Wednesday evening, a single-vehicle rollover crash occurred on Mesquite Avenue and west of Appaloosa Lane. According to the report, a Toyota SUV was traveling eastbound on Mesquite when the driver lost control of the vehicle, crashing into a fence and rolling their vehicle onto a private property. Nye County Sheriff's Office and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were on the scene. There was one infant in a car seat on board the Toyota SUV and was transported to Desert View Hospital, according to Fire Chief Scott Lewis. Per Sheriff Joe McGill, Nye County Sheriff deputies arrested the driver of the Toyota for reasons of possible impairment and taken to Nye County Detention Center. Traffic around the crash scene was not affected. There were no other injuries.
More information now and continuing coverage of that rollover crash because Nye County Sheriff deputies now say they have that driver in custody.
In our follow-up story to the single-vehicle rollover crash on Mesquite Avenue last night, west of Appaloosa Lane, the driver of the Toyota SUV, who is identified by Nye County Sheriff's Office as Ronald Byers, is arrested for possible impairment. According to the declaration of arrest, when Nye County Sheriff deputies arrived on the scene, they immediately noticed an odor of an unknown alcoholic beverage emitting from Byers. When deputies asked if he had been drinking, Byers stated he had 1 shot and 1 beer hours earlier in the day. He also admitted to smoking marijuana approximately an hour and a half prior to the rollover crash. Deputies witnessed Byers' erratic behavior while on scene. According to the report, Byers did not know which direction he was driving when he lost control and rolled his vehicle. Byers also struggled to stay focused when officers were speaking with him and asking him questions. Deputies found his behavior consistent with that of someone under the influence of drugs or alcohol. A baby was also on board Byers' vehicle in a car seat. According to Fire Chief Scott Lewis of Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, the infant was transported to Desert View Hospital soon after the crash. Deputies also spoke to a female witness who advised she witnessed Byers' vehicle driving eastbound on Mesquite without headlights and swerving all over the road. Ronald Byers was placed into custody for driving under the influence and child abuse and/or neglect. Byers agreed to a blood draw. Byers was taken to the Nye County Detention Center.
FBI investigators across the state of Nevada say that multiple public and private facilities in this area are receiving hoax bomb threats via email. RJ Camacho reports.
According to reports from the Nevada Hospital Association, they have been receiving bomb threats for 3 weeks now, including one that occurred earlier in the week on January 9th. The most recent email read that, "I placed explosives inside your hospital, but also inside of every hospital from Nevada. The explosions will go off in a few hours. You will all die." Both local and federal law enforcement officials are currently involved in the case. They have confirmed that not only hospitals, but schools, government buildings, correctional facilities, and other similar institutions have been receiving similar threats via email. The CEO of the University Medical Center spoke on the matter, stating that they have collaborated closely with the Valley Health System in response to the threat. They are currently working with the Southern Nevada Counterterrorism Center in regards to the threats as well. The FBI also commented on the matter, stating that FBI Las Vegas is aware of several hoax bomb threats sent to private and public facilities in Nevada. The FBI takes hoax threats very seriously because it puts innocent people at risk. While we have no information to indicate a specific and credible threat, we will continue to work with our law enforcement partners to gather, share, and act upon threat information as it comes to our attention. The FBI urges the public as well to remain vigilant and report any and all suspicious activity or individuals to law enforcement immediately.
And don't grab that remote. News 25 will be right back with much more local, national, and international news.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by Pahrump's United Rentals. From home to job site, they have all your equipment needs. Call 775-990-4260.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, turning now to international news, the case accusing Israel of genocide began today with opening remarks from South Africa. RJ Camacho has this story.
On January 11th, hearings began for the case between South Africa and Israel, where South Africa has accused Israel of genocide against the Palestinian people in Gaza. During opening arguments, South Africa stated that the latest war in Gaza is a part of decades' worth of Israeli oppression towards Palestinians. Adila Asim, a lawyer representing South Africa, stated that the court has the benefit of the past 13 weeks of evidence that shows incontrovertibly a pattern of conduct and related intention. South Africa is reportedly hoping for preliminary orders to have Israel cease their military campaign in Gaza, which has resulted in the death of 23,469 Palestinians, according to the Gaza Health Ministry, which does not differentiate between civilian deaths and combatant deaths. Israel focused their attention on the October 7th attacks that sparked the current war between Israel and Hamas. That day, Hamas militants stormed through several communities, killing approximately nearly 1,200 people, which were primarily civilians, in addition to taking around 250 people hostage. Israel continued, stating that they are currently battling an enemy since the country of Israel's creation. Leaders of Israel have insisted that they are following international law and are doing their utmost in order to avoid any harm to civilians. They have also went on to accuse Hamas for the high death toll, alleging that the enemy is using Palestinians as human shields. After the hearing, Lior Hayat, an Israeli foreign minister spokesman, went to X, formerly known as Twitter, stating that, "Today we are witness to one of the greatest shows of hypocrisy in history, compounded by a series of false and baseless claims." He also went on referring to South African lawyers as the legal arm of the Hamas terrorist organization. He also accused South African lawyers of distorting the reality of Gaza following the October 7th attacks. This is in response to lawyer Tembeka Ungukaitobi, accusing Israel of committing genocide by design. However, Israel is not the only country to claim that South Africa's allegations are unfounded. Specifically, the U.S. Department spokesman Matthew Miller spoke on how the court plays a crucial role in peacefully settling disputes. He continued on, stating that Israel had the right to defend itself and that Hamas has called for the mass murder of Jews. According to reports, Israel will be addressing the court on January 12th, tomorrow. The case between Israel and South Africa is also expected to last years.
Turning back now to news across southern Nevada. Whitesell and John Whitesell is currently wanted on warrants for burglary and possession of a controlled substance. Anyone with information on where Whitesell is located is urged to call the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 775-751-7000, or you can call Crime Stoppers at 702-385-5555, and there may be a cash reward available. The Human Trafficking Awareness Community Forum is hosting an event this Saturday. Sam Roberts tells us more.
This Saturday, January 13th, the Human Trafficking Awareness Community Forum will be hosting an event at the Nye County Commissioner's Chambers located at 2100 East Walt Williams Drive. The event will run from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and is open to the public. The forum will allow residents the opportunity to educate themselves on what human trafficking is and to learn how they can help put a stop to it. Guest speakers will include Nevada Lieutenant Governor Stavros Anthony, Nevada Assemblyman Greg Hafen, and Sheriff Joe McGill. According to the U.S. Department of State, human trafficking is a crime of exploitation either through forced labor or sex trafficking. These types of crimes can happen to anyone, no matter their age, race, gender, sexual orientation, religion, nationality, immigration status, and much more. For more information, contact the National Human Trafficking Hotline by calling 888-373-7888 or by texting the word HELP to 233-733.
Well, as the Consumer Electronics Show wraps up in Las Vegas, we have lots of exciting tech to tell you about. That's why News 25 is speaking with David Nussbaum, the founder and CEO of Proto, the original hologram machine.
Since I was a kid, as long as I can remember, I always wanted to be a broadcaster. I grew up listening to the Howard Stern Show. I grew up wanting to call the play-by-play for the New York Mets. And so since the mid-90s, I've been working for or with some big heavyweight broadcasting companies like CBS Broadcasting and even some independent stations. So I was hosting and running a network, a video podcast network, where I saw Tupac rise from the stage at Coachella. And then it was at that moment I knew that was the evolution of broadcasting communications. It shouldn't just be your voice or your face on a TV screen. This could be your whole body. So I took the idea of bringing late legends back to posthumously perform, and I smashed that with my passion for broadcasting. So instead of bringing back the dead, Proto connects the living. Howie Mandel is one of our most involved celebrity investors. Howie, 2 years ago, he slid into my DMs on Instagram, sent me a message saying, "This is next level stuff." And I'm a TV judge, so I know these things. So we met up. He really enjoyed the technology. I moved into his production building in Los Angeles. And over the next couple of years, he really got to know the technology. He loved it so much that he invested. Paris Hilton is an investor, Lil Wayne, Quavo, Casey Affleck, Marshawn Lynch, CeCe Bellis. We have so many, Luke Walton. We have so many athletes, entertainers, and celebrities. It's an incredible, humbling experience. Yeah, we're having an app developer contest. We're looking for the best app developers in the world. So if you have ever wanted to develop an app for the iPhone or for the Samsung, any of these really cool applications can now be made in such a way that they'll work on our proto devices. So if you could go back in time and create one of the first apps for the iPhone, this is now your opportunity to do it for Proto. And just go to protohologram.com and all the information is waiting for you there.
VEA highlights a valued employee. We'll tell you exactly who and exactly why after this break.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back. Well, today, Valley Electric Association is highlighting one of their linemen named Aaron.
Meet Aaron. At work, he's the master of the high wires, one of the Valley Electric linemen, keeping the lights on in this beautiful town of ours.
Whether it's at night, whether it's during the day, we just gather together and figure it out and get it done.
At home, he's a dad and husband, grilling burgers and wrestling giggling kids into bed. Chances are you've seen him around town. Maybe he's the one who helped fix the outage in the last storm, or the friendly face driving by as he inspected power lines. Yeah, Aaron's one of those guys. You know, the kind who's always there, lending a hand, a wrench, or a smile. But there's something else about Aaron that makes him pretty special. Aaron is your neighbor. He and his family call Pahrump home. He's raising his kids here. His family attend the local church every Sunday. His children even play on the swing he built himself. He cares about our community.
Didn't realize how much this community really meant to me. I worked for a large company in a large city before here, and it's just something about this community that we feel tied to. It's a strong drive of mine just to not only make myself a better person, but to help people along the way.
Valley linemen are some of the superheroes who swing through the sky, keeping the power flowing in our homes and businesses, rain or shine, hot or cold. Linemen are out there making sure our lights stay on, our phones stay charged, and our lives stay, well, electric. Linemen don't do it for glory or fame. They do it because they love their job, their community, and have a commitment to keeping things running smoothly, and because, well, let's be honest, who wouldn't enjoy a view from up there? So next time you see Aaron or any other Valley Electric lineman, give him a wave or a fist bump. They're the guys who keep the lights on in our lives, and that's something we're celebrating.
And now here's Mikey Ruhan with your weekend road trip tip.
Looking to get away this weekend? Just about an hour away in Cactus Springs, Nevada, the Temple of Goddess Spirituality, dedicated to Sekhmet, the daughter of the sun god Ra. She is a very ancient goddess with her lion's head and woman's body. She is the opposite of a sphinx who has a man's head and a lion's body. Sekhmet is the goddess of 4,000 names, of which only a few hundred are known to normal humans. Goddess Sekhmet comes from the before Common Era, 715 to 664. Her message was peace and to stop the destruction of Earth. The temple and grounds offer peace sanctuary, gathering space, guest house, and camping facilities when available and weather permitting. The mission is to nurture cultural diversity by exploring the mysteries and magic of Sacred Mother through ritual, land restoration, and community building. For more information, visit www.sekhmettemple.org or call 702-983-2151.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Let's take a look at our Lerner and Rowe weather cam with the after effects of that dusting of rain and snow off of the mountains surrounding Pahrump and Las Vegas. A closer look at weather after the break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios, all up and down this here Ace Country Radio Network, and to your computer or mobile device any old time of the day or night, www.kpvm.tv. 8 big channels of octagonic entertainment. We could say that. I just kind of made it up, but it makes sense with 8. Fernley Fallon checking in friendly and frozen at 32. Weather Twins at the top of the map. Carson City hit 35. It's just a scant 29 out in Tonopah that makes them the Cold Spot Award winners. Congratulations. 32 out in Goldfield also. Again, we could call it Coldfield. Beatty was 46. 52 in Amargosa, where the wind comes whipping down the plain, and you get the Hot Spot Award winner. Congratulations. Las Vegas 49, and out in Death Valley, nobody's chocolate's melting at 61, but here in the paradise of Pahrump, let's take a look at our current temperature. 43 degrees. Yeah, all right, I'll take it. 49 just a little bit earlier. It is a mite chilly. Sun rose this morning at 6:55 a.m. Set this evening at 4:48, and we're just seeing the last little bits of it as it goes into the ocean, and we head to our low tonight of 24 degrees. Mostly clear skies, but I like the clouds that are up there. They sure make that sunset pretty. All right, as we head into the rest of the week, you know there's going to be some cloud cover. Yeah, we got a bunch of it here for Friday and Saturday. Temperatures start the week at 52, end the week at 64, so that's a positive trend we can latch on to. Sunday looks like it's going to be a beautiful day with sunshine. No rain really throughout the week. Wind's going to be calm, under 10 miles per hour, other than Sunday with the sunshine. It's kind of a beautiful stretch, and things like this, it feels like it's toasting up already. Are we heading towards spring? Keep an eye on it. All right, back to the desk. Here's Unette.
All right, thanks so much, John. Love you lots. You and Missy, irreplaceable. All right, that does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the air next newscast. Good night.